everyone, welcome back to Move with Izzy and welcome to class 8 of the challenge. Woo! This is pretty much our halfway mark of the challenge, our last class for week 2, or is it? There might be a bonus stretching class coming after this just to get us through. So look out for that one coming soon as well. For this class, we do need a little bit of equipment. It's going to be a slightly longer class as well. So bring your water bottle, bring your sweat towel, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Equipment wise, we're using our box and we'll use our magic circle as well for this one.
Just a heads up that this one is just slightly out of focus, which is not ideal, but it was too good not to share. So let's jump into it.
And then let's start ourselves off on a yellow spring as a base. This is going to be for our whole warm-up section and some upper body work as well. So pick wisely. One yellow spring or one light spring as a base, a yellow on the top row of notches or high light spring as a challenge, or a blue spring or medium spring as your extra challenge. Grab your magic circle and take a lie down with me. Just finding ourselves down on our backs here, softening down through the body. You can start off here just by taking a little rock of those legs from side to side. Just bringing yourself into class. Good. Can we reach that circle up to the sky from here? I'm going to turn my fingertips back to face towards my face and then bring the balls of those feet up into the top of that ring. Just gently curl those arms towards you, draw those toes back towards your nose. Feel that nice stretch through the back of the leg. Beautiful. Now you can go for a little rock from side to side here, which is what I'm doing. Just giving my lower back a little bit of a massage. As always in class today, I'm going to add on lots of layers, lots of fun bits, but please take care of yourselves, listen to your bodies, take the layers that work for you, leave the ones that don't. Safety always comes first, guys. Good. From here, let's just take our left foot out of that circle, place it down or hang that leg down over your foot bar. Good. With your ring, we're going to work through a bit of a more dynamic stretch now. Can we bend those knees in? Bring that right knee to chest and then press that leg back up towards the sky. Keep the toes drawing down towards you. Good. Bending the knee and pressing. Let's just go for 3 more of these. Warming up through the hamstring, warming up through the hip. Last 2. Good. Next time that leg reaches up, just hold it there. We're going to take a hold of that circle just with your right hand now. Left hand comes to the shoulder block. Can we just open that leg out? Finding that stretch through the inner thighs. Feel free to open the leg out and bring it back in when it feels comfortable for you. Or you can just hold it there if that feels really nice. Last 3 like this. Last 2. Bring it in for 1. We'll swap those legs right over. So left toes come into the top of that ring. Right leg hangs long over that foot bar. We're bending that left knee to chest. Pressing it up, pressing it away. Good. Really nice here, guys. Let's just go for another 3. Getting that leg nice and warm, nice and mobile. For 2. On your next one, we press our leg high. Take a hold of the shoulder block with your right hand. Left hand keeps a hold of the ring. We're just opening that leg out to the side, stretching the inner thigh. Again, feel free to bring it back in, bring it across the body. Just finding the movements that feel good for you for these last couple moments. Last 3 like this. Last 2. And finish off that last one. Good. Circle can come down onto the ground from there. We won't be using it just for the warm up, so place it out of the way. We're going to jump into some side lying clam work now in a propped up position. So I'm going to start side lying facing towards you guys. So my left hip is up, my right hip is down. I'm going to anchor myself with my right elbow down behind my shoulder blocks here. You can do this one lying down though if you prefer. So if you've got a pillow, use that to support your neck. Long loop is going to come up and over the knee of your left leg this time. So all the way up and over the knee rather than the foot today. And then we're setting ourselves up in a kind of 90-90. Wiggle the hips back towards the back edge of the carriage. Knees come forward towards the front edge of the carriage. We've got that 90-degree bend with the hips and knees. A nice way to check that the feet are in the right position is actually to bring those feet forwards until they line up with that front rail of your reformers there. Good. Lift the chest up, support through that underneath arm. We're starting with a clam here. So feet stay glued together. Can just that top knee open up and then we close it back down. Good. Just that top leg opens and it closes. Now, as always, when we're working through our side lying glute work, we're trying to warm up through some of those deeper hip stabilizing muscles. So a bit of glute me, glute min, and some of the more deeper ones as well. But to do that, we really have to make sure that our positioning is really nice with our bodies. So check that your hips are stacked one on top of the other. If we let this top hip roll too far back, we can actually end up just using a bit of hip flexor or a bit too much TFL, which is not really what we want to warm up here. Instead, make sure the hips are stacked. If you're really not feeling it, you can even bring that top hip slightly forwards here as you move, and you'll start to feel the challenge go a little bit further back, a little bit lower in that hip there. Good. Let's go for 3 more like this. Good. For 2. Next time you close down your knee, we're going to glue our knees together. Let's lift just that top foot up and off the other foot, place it back down, and then go for another clam. Good. Knees glue together. We just go for that little foot, lifting and lowering, and then 1 clam. Nice. Now, for this one, we're working through a little bit of internal rotation as well. These challenge some of the other deep stabilizing muscles deep within our hips. Just giving them a bit of love as well. I find we do a lot of work in our external rotation, but not too much time, not too much love is sent to kind of our internal rotation of our hip here. So just giving it a little bit of time. I, in particular, have pretty bad range of motion with these ones. So just check in on yourself, check that you're not compensating to kind of give yourself a bit of like a cheat and give yourself an extra bit of range. If it is a small range of motion, that is a-okay. Might just indicate that that's something you need to work on. I should also note that since we're propped up on this arm, that's also going to make our range of motion probably a little bit smaller. So you can try lying fully down, head down on the headrest. If you're really having trouble here, it'll just give you a bit more range to work through. Good. Extra layer for the next one if you want it. Can we open up that clam hold? We're going to hold the knee exactly where it is in space. Can we reach that leg out? So it should point on a diagonal out away from you. Good. Bring the feet back together, then close that knee down. Internal rotation. Clam is our external rotation. Then we hold as we go for that leg extension there. Good. If the neck is getting tired, turn the gaze down towards the headrest here. It'll just take some of the work out of those side neck muscles. We're here for 6. Check that those hips are still aligned for me. Are you still lifting up and out of your waistline? For 5, we're going to hold that clam open, just work those leg extensions. In 3, in 2, Last one, hold the clam open, just that leg extension. Now the carriage should be staying pretty much still here the whole time. It's not a press away from you. It's just that reach out, tap the feet as you bring it back in. We reach it out, we tap it back in. We're here for 3. We're gonna reach that leg out long. In 2. On your next one, press that leg long and hold little circles. Up and back, just the size of a teacup here. We're going to reverse those circles. In 3, in 2, in 1. Take them back the other way. Oh my goodness. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Tap out that hip. Our strap can come up and off our leg now. We're going to swing ourselves around into our kneeling position, facing towards the back of our reformer. So bring yourselves up. Knees are going to come up and into those shoulder blocks. Hands are going to come down onto your rails there. Now, for this one, we're on a little bit of, I guess, a lighter spring set than what we'd normally do, say knee tucks and some of this reverse facing work here. So if right away you want to add on a little bit more resistance, just walk yourself up the rails and work through the exercise up here for me. Otherwise, at any point, you can walk yourself back down, take off that tension, have a reset. All right, I'm just going to start with my hands maybe about 1 palm print in front of me and then draw myself up so my shoulders are over my wrists, knees are staying underneath my hips here. We're starting with some scapular push-ups. We're just going to lower the chest down and then spread those shoulder blades, lift the chest back up. Good, lower the chest and lift. We're working on these, I think 2 classes ago here. So this is just another level of challenge here, holding that resistance as we work through these scapular push-ups. Remembering with our scapular push-ups, our spine is staying pretty long, our elbows are staying straight. It's more quite a small movement through the shoulder blades rather than an actual push-up or a cat-cow. Good. Let's go for 3. We're going to hold that lift in 2. On your next one, hold that lift. We're going to start to work through the legs as well here. So one leg is going to reach out behind you. Keep the lift of the shoulder blades. Bring that knee back in. You can go for 1 scapular push-up. Reset the shoulder blades, other side, other leg. We reach it out. We bring it back in. Good. So just working through our scapular push-ups, taking that challenge through the obliques as we go for that reach of our leg back behind us. So really make sure those cores are switched on. We're squeezing through our deep core. Feel a wrapping sensation of that core here to help support you. Good. To add on, can we add a push-up? Next time you reach your leg long, hold it there. Can we bend through those elbows, asymmetrical push-up? We press up, press away, bring that knee back in, you can reset. Other side, reach the leg out. We go for our push-up here. Lift the chest back up, bring the leg back in. If you want more on top of this, feel free to add a pulse to that back leg, then lower the chest down, add a pulse to your push-up before you bring it all the way back in and reset. So good. Pulse the back leg. Push up, bring it back in, reset. Lovely work, guys. We've got 5 more seconds like this, then I've got 1 last layer to add on to work that core a bit more. Really aim to keep the spine long for me. Keep that lift through the shoulder blades, that spread through the shoulder blades. Can we lower the legs down? In 3, in 2, last one, can you lower those knees to your carriage? We're just going to work some knee tucks here. So tuck your knees under, reach the carriage back open. Scoop through the belly, tuck the knees under, open the carriage back out. Now this might feel quite light for you. If it is, walk yourself up those rails, hold yourself close to the top there, and now work those knee tucks. That walking up the rails is going to stretch those springs that little bit more. Add on that bit more challenge. Can we add a pulse of those knees? Pulse it in, bring the knees back out. We pulse it in, pull it back out. Keep the chest lifted. Spreading out through those shoulder blades for me, last 8. We're going to finish up with those pulses at the top. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, pull it in, just that pulse to finish. Drawing those knees in and in and in. Try and bring the carriage up to touch your wrists here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide yourself back into your stopper. Stretch out through those shoulder blades. Find a quick child's pose. And then slowly but surely, we're going to bring ourselves back up. Our second side of clams is remaining. So spin yourself around. I'm going to have this time my left forearm back behind my shoulder block, grabbing onto that shoulder block for support. Hips are wiggled back towards the back edge of the carriage. And then long loop is going to come up and over my right leg this time. Good. So it's all the way up and over the knee. Then bring those knees to line up with your hips. Bring those feet forwards to line up with your front rail here. Check your spine, check your body positioning. So lift through the chest, lift through that side waistline, hips are stacked. Can we go for our clam? Good, really slow this down here. Top knee starts to open, press against that resistance, then gently close it back down. Good, exhale, we open it up. Inhale, we close back down. Good. Just have that double check in on what that top hip is doing as the leg is now moving. I like to bring a hand onto it or a hand onto that hip bone and just check that that hip bone isn't moving, kind of swinging back as you open your leg up and close it back down. Staying nice and steady, nice and controlled. All the movement of our leg is coming from deep within our hip joint rather than our pelvis rocking back and forth here. Good. To add on, next time you close your knees together, hold. We're going to lift just that top foot up, place it back down, then 1 clam. So we lower, close the knees, lift that top foot, lower, then 1 clam for me. Good. Really strong. So again, this one's working through a bit of that internal rotation. Maybe you think back to the first side. Does this side have a little bit more or a little bit less range of motion? Maybe that's something we want to work on the symmetry through our bodies here. Really good. Remembering if we're a little bit tight through this area, taking that lie fully down on the side can help give you a little bit more range, but it's totally okay if the movement is quite small with this one. So don't worry if it's looking a little bit small, that is a-okay. Good. Next time we open up into your clam, we're holding, add that leg extension. So strap is staying exactly where it is in space. Reformer isn't moving. We're just opening that leg out, point the toes, heels come back together, close your clam back down. So we open up. We reach that leg out, bring it back in, join the feet, then the knees can close. So that top knee, that right leg, that right knee is staying exactly where it is in space. It's not that press to the foot bar with this one. Good, guys. Don't forget about that internal range of motion movement. Good. Working into that rotation. We're here for 5. We're going to hold that clam open, finish off just with those leg extensions. In 3, in 2, hold your next one, just that lower part of your leg and your foot. They extend out away from you. Bring the heels back together, holding that clam open the whole time here. Try not to close down the knees. We're here for 5. Are the hips still stacked? Are we still lifting through that underneath arm? Here for 3, hold the leg out in 2. Last one, hold it out, little circles. Take it slow and steady. We're here for 4. We're going to reverse in 3. In 2, in 1, back the other way, nice and small with those circles. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in and pat out that hip. Strap can go away. Feel free to have a little stretch, but as you're kind of having a shake out, we're going to go and grab our box and just set ourselves up for the next bit of movement. So we're going to jump into a little bit of arms in straps next. Find your box short ways, and then find your ring and bring that with you as well. Springs are staying the same, but if you did want to change it up for some single arm offerings, yellow or 1 light was your base, high yellow or 1 high light is your challenge, or 1 blue or 1 medium spring is your extra challenge. Let's reach back and grab a hold of your right short strap, sitting nice and comfortably on your box there, and then grab a hold of both of those squishy pads, 1 in each hand there. Good. Elbows come in. That circle is framing your heart here. We're going to start off with an offering. Exhale, we press those arms away, reach them long. Inhale, they come back in. Good. Exhale, we press it out, press it long. Inhale, we close them back in. We're trying to stay tall here through our spine. Trying to have really controlled movement as well of our arms. Obviously, you'll notice that the right hand or the right arm is doing a bit more than the left arm because it has that strap. But your challenge is to make it look really symmetrical here, make it look effortless on both sides. So both arms are moving out with symmetry. One's not racing ahead of the other. Same with our shoulders. Try and keep them at the same height for me here as well. Good. Let's use that exhale breath, we press away. Inhale breath, we bend it back in. Good. Exhale, we press away. Inhale, we bend it back in. Can we start to add a pulse? We reach away. Can you go for a little squeeze on that ring? Then bring it back in. So we press away. Little squeeze. We bring it back in. You have got this here. Staying tall and lifted through the spine. Make sure you're not rotating or overcorrecting for that arm, for that single arm movement. We've got 5 like this. We're going to add on a sweep. So meet me with your arms long. In 3, in 2. Next time you reach out, can we hold those arms long? Good. From here, that circle is going to dip down towards your right hip. Sweep those arms down together. Good. We squeeze the core, we bring those arms back in front of us, and then you can bring that circle back in. So we press it forwards, 1 little squeeze on that ring. We sweep those arms down to our right hip. We sweep them back up. We control it back in. Now this does get a little bit spicy for the core, a little bit warm for the shoulders as well. So long loop is always there if you want to take off some tension. Otherwise, you can also play around with reducing the range of motion here. So you don't have to sweep all the way down to the hip. You can just go halfway if that feels a bit better for you. Nice. Let's go for 5 more. Really following that twist with your gaze there. Really rotating through the upper body, keeping those hips nice and grounded. Last 3, we're going to switch just to work through those sweeps. In 2, press those arms long for 1. Can we go just for that sweep? We sweep the arms down, we sweep them back up. Good. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way back up. Good, guys. Feel those obliques squeezing and wrapping around us to help support this motion here. Try and keep that circle as much in line with the chest as we can. We're moving as one unit here. Last 5. We're going to hold the ring forwards in 3, in 2, last one, sweep it forwards and hold. Can we maybe add a squeeze onto that ring, a little pulse? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back in. Roll out that shoulder. Goodness me, that was a good one. Let's take a jump off our box now. I'm going to place my circle there and I'm going to switch up my springs. This is going to work a little bit of light standing leg work. So one blue spring is going to be our base option, or one medium spring is your base option. One yellow spring is going to be your challenge, or one light spring is your challenge, and maybe you try no springs as your extra challenge. Just be mindful though, the reformer will run away from you, so be really careful. All right, springs are set. I'm going to bring myself up to stand facing towards the back of my reformer. Box is there for safety as well, so bring fingertips onto it to set yourself up. I've got my right foot forwards on the carriage. My left toes are tucked on the platform back behind me. Now for me, I can just do this one with my foot bar up, but if you do need to pop the foot bar down, that is a-okay with me as well. Good. Slowly and steadily, I'm just going to bring myself back up to stand, starting nice and tall, and then we're going to go for a tippy bird lunge here. So back leg is nice and extended, heel is lifted. We're starting to bend through that right knee, tip the chest forwards over that right leg, and then press and straighten through that right leg to stand. Good. Exhale, we go all the way down. We find that lunge, tippy bird. Inhale, we bring it back up. Now, as I said, box is there for safety. You can bring hands onto it if you need to catch yourself, if it gets a bit wobbly. Sometimes I give clients like a wooden dowel or wooden stick to work with here. So if you've got a broomstick and you think that would help you balance, feel free to go for that. If none of those things feel quite right, just your normal lunge, standing off to the side, facing towards the front on these light springs will be really good too. So play around with that. Good. For more challenge, I'm going to start to grab my circle. As I go for my lunge, can I reach that circle out in front? I'm going to bring that circle back to my chest as I stand up. So exhale, we reach and we press away. Inhale, we bring it back up. Good. Trying to keep the hips square towards the back of the reformer. Try not to let, that left hip open up towards the left-hand side. Both of the hips are facing the same way here. Nice. Checking in on that front knee as well. Make sure it's staying right on top of that front ankle. We're not letting our carriage slide away from us. Let's go for 3 more, then we're going to add on. Good. Meet me in your lunge. In 2. On your next one, can we hold that lunge? Stay long there. Just with your front leg, can we go for a little hamstring curl? So press that front leg out as straight as you can. Bend that knee back under, then stand all the way back up. So we lunge down and hold. A little press and bend of that front knee. We bring it all the way up. Now this can be pretty tricky here. If you're not super flexible, it can make it even harder. So maybe you try this with just a half range lunge and then a nice small hamstring extension, or you can just leave the hamstring extension out of it here if that feels better for you today. Good. We've got 5. In 4, we're going to hold it out. Just work that front leg. In 3, in 2, hold it there for 1, hamstring curls. So that back leg is staying still and steady at the same height of that lunge the whole time here. Just your front leg extending and bending. We're here for 5. We're going to pass our circle into your left hand. In 3, in 2, In 1, hold that lunge, circle comes into our left hand. Can we press it down on our box? We're going straight into scooters. Back leg starts to bend, back leg presses us away. Good, we bend it in, we press away. So we're back in that nice kind of front leg lunge position. Beautiful, knee on top of that ankle. Just your back leg is doing the work here. Closing the carriage in and then opening it back out. If you want more, maybe that circle comes off that box. We take away that support. We can add back in that reach of the circle away, that hug of it back in. We're here for 8. You can do this, stick with me. Oh my goodness, my right hip is burning up. That must be my emergency helicopter coming to get me. Coming to save my glutes. Last 3. We're gonna hold the carriage in halfway. In 2. Last 1, bring it in halfway. Hold that carriage slightly open. We're pulsing up an inch and down an inch. Last 6. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the box, gently close that carriage in. I'm gonna have a little sit on my box, a little bit of recovery here. As I am recovering, we're gonna switch up our springs and go for some back work. Springs wise, we're gonna find 1 blue spring or 1 medium spring as a base, 1 blue spring on the top row of notches or medium on the top row as a challenge, or blue, yellow, medium and light as your extra challenge. Circle, we don't need it. Let's come and straddle our carriage 1 foot either side and then find both of your long loops for me. Now, you can stay in your straddle position if that feels good for you, but for this one, I like to find a bit more of a supported position. So I'm gonna place my sit bones down onto my foot bar and then bring my legs into my well here. Beautiful. Just be mindful of your shins. We don't want to close the carriage onto our shins. It really hurts. So please don't do that. Hands are going to hold those straps. Sit up nice and tall for me. We're going to work through some controlled back work here. So exhale. Elbows pull in close, narrow row. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Then float those arms back out in front of you. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. We open. Good. Now, if for some reason your straps are getting stuck on your box here, feel free to pause, take the box off, do this one without the box there. For me, I've got great clearance, and I think most reformers would have pretty good clearance here, but if you don't, there's a modification. Good. Exhale, keep going with these rows. It should feel decently heavy because we're quite open with our carriage here, adding a bit of resistance, a bit of stretch on those springs. Good. To add on, next time you row, can we draw those elbows back, hold that squeeze of the shoulder blades. Just one arm is going to reach out long, so we're holding the resistance with the other arm. Bring it all the way back in. Then reach those arms back out, reset. We draw the elbows back, hold. Other arm, we take the weight with one hand, go for that arm reach with the other. So this is working on a little bit of isometric control here, or working on those holds of that really nice heavy position there for the shoulder blades. Good. If you want one last little layer here, maybe we draw back and hold, go for one reach on either arm, and as you do, can you go for a heel lift of the opposite heel? So a little bit, good, of coordination. I think I'm not coordinated because I just did that the wrong way, but draw the elbows back, hold, opposite arm, opposite foot. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Here for 5. We're going to hold back, just go for those static holds, alternating our arms. In 3, in 2, good. Last one there, hold it back, Just alternating those arms there, alternating the heel lifts. If you need, have a reset, draw those elbows back that little bit further. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Here for 5. We're gonna hold it back in 3, in 2, last one, hold it back. Little pulse of those elbows back and back and back. Keep the gaze lifted, keep the chest open. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now be careful, don't just slam the carriage into your shins. Take those feet out to the side there, keep the tension on the ropes, and then close your carriage in. Good job, everyone. Okay, back to our lighter springs now. We're gonna jump back to our 1 blue spring as our base option. This is gonna be for planks, but also that other side of our leg work. So 1 blue spring, 1 medium spring as your base, 1 yellow or 1 light as your challenge, no springs again as that extra challenge. Circle can stay off the side for this one. I'm just gonna bring my knees down onto my carriage, facing towards the back of the room. Toes are gonna tuck onto that little wooden platform behind me there. Forearms coming down on the box. Today I'm aiming for those elbows right underneath my shoulders. I'm going to go palms up towards the sky here with this one, just to really help set my shoulders in a nice position. Lift the chest up, core switches on. Can we start by holding our plank? So press out, squeeze the glutes, hold a plank. Now right away, there's a couple options with these. You can step the feet down into the well if you want to take off tension, if you want to make it a little bit easier. For more challenge, let me find my feet. You can step yourself up onto the foot bar, making it a little bit more challenging, sending more work into the arms and into the core. So pick your poison, whichever plank works best for you, please stick with that. Let's hold for another 6. We're going to start to go plank to pike in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the legs long. We're going to start to lift those hips up to the sky. Can you turn your gaze back to your knees and then lower back down? Find your plank. So hike those hips up, scoop through the core, gaze to the knees, and then control back down. Good. Stay lifted through the chest. Knees can come down onto the carriage at any point. If you need a little stretch out, a little reset. Good. For that bit more. Next time you find your plank position, hold. Can you go for a little salsa hip? A dip of those hips to either side, back to center, one of your pikes. Good. Really finding that nice long line each time here, squeezing those glutes, zipping those inner thighs together. Let's go for 5. Keep that core switched on. Try not to scoop through the lower back here. In 4, we'll hold that plank. In 3, in 2, last one, can we just hold that plank there? Lift the chest up, squeeze those shoulders. Good, keep that core switched on. We're here for 8, 7, 6. Feel free to salsa hip for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently close that carriage back in. Knees can come down. We'll just take a little child's pose stretch over the box there. Stretching it out. One more breath. As we're catching that breath, can we relocate our circle, place it on your box? We're going to set ourselves up for our second side of our tippy bird lunges now. So again, we're going to let's step your left foot forwards onto the carriage. Right toes are tucked onto the platform back behind you. Box is there to support you. Get up into this position in whichever way is safest for you. Nice and slow and steady. Bring yourselves up to stand. Find your balance. Good. Right away, we're going to start to take that big bend through the front leg, that press away with the back leg, and then we stand ourselves all the way back up. Good. So we take that big bend in that front knee, back leg is staying straight, back heel, so that right heel is nice and lifted. We're just hinging our chest forwards over that left leg and then stamping through that left heel to help us stand back up. Really nice. Again, just check in on that form. That front knee is staying as much as possible over your ankle, the whole movement here. Try not to let the knee slide out in front or that leg slide out into a split either. We've got that nice control. Hips are square towards the back of the reformer. Spine is going for that reach up and over our legs here. If you want that little bit more, grab a hold of your ring. On the next one, can we reach that circle forwards in front of us? Bring it back to your chest as you stand. Good. Exhale. Reach it out. Then we bring it all the way back in. Good, guys. Let's just go for 5. We're here for 4. We're going to hold that lunge in 3, in 2, hold that lunge for 1. Can we start to add our hamstring curls? So just that front leg goes for that extra press away. We bend that knee back under, then we stand all the way back up. Good. Go for your lunge, hold. Front leg goes for that extend, that bend, we bring it all the way back up. Again, if holding that full depth of your lunge and then going for the curl is a little bit too strong, maybe try a half lunge and hold, then try your curl. Or if it's just not for you today, that is a-okay as well. Just keep going with your lunges for me. Good. We've got another 6. We're going to hold that lunge. In 5, just your hamstring curls. In 3, in 2, on your next one, we hold the lunge, hamstring curls to the finish line. Beautiful, guys. I'm feeling this in that front hamstring and in that left glute. Oh my goodness, we're here for 5. Circle is going to come to our right hand in 3, in 2, circle to your right hand for 1, squishy pad down on that box. Start to scooter. Back knee closes us in. We press away. Good. We bring that carriage in. We press away. Now, if this is not enough support, fingertips to the box. That will help you out here. Otherwise, for a little bit more challenge, circle comes to chest. Can we start to add that reach again? We bring it back in. Really strong stuff here. Make sure that that right knee is still on top of that ankle. You can do it. Just that right leg is going for those scooters. So that press out and in, you should really be feeling it in the left hip as it stabilizes this movement. We're here for 6. We're going to close that carriage in halfway. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, bring it back halfway, hold the carriage open. We're pulsing the legs up and down, up and down. Last 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it in for 1. Have a seat down on that box for me. Take a little second. Maybe as you're having a sip of water, we'll switch up our springs. We've got our arm work to go on our second side now. So we're jumping on to our 1 yellow or 1 light spring as a base, our high yellow or high light spring as a challenge, or 1 blue as your extra challenge there. Circle comes with us. Catch your breath. Find a comfortable seated position on your box. And then we're reaching for our left short strap. Short strap comes to find our left hand and our squishy pad. Right hand is holding that other squishy pad of our ring. And let's go for our offerings here. So staying nice and tall in your spine with this one. So sitting right up on those sits bones. That circle is starting in framing your heart. Then we press those arms long. We frame our face there. Good. Exhale on the way out. Inhale as we bring it back in. Use those breaths to bring the body back into the focus. Slow down that heart rate. Now, again with this one, same as that first side, we're aiming to find that little bit of symmetry, even though both those arms are doing slightly different things here. So as you press out, make sure both arms are moving at the same speed. Good. We don't have one shoulder that's higher than the other. We're not twisting towards one side. The circle gives you a nice bit of visual feedback here because you can really see if one arm is going forwards or backwards more, if we're rotated, if one squishy pad is higher or lower than the other. If you want more spice, can we add that little squeeze onto our ring? So press out, little squeeze. We bring it back in. Good. Press out, little squeeze, bring it back in. We've got 10 more seconds. Then we add on our sweep. So we're going to reach those arms forwards, hold them long for me. Ready to add our sweep in 5, in 4, 3, 2. On your next one, reach it forwards, hold those arms long. We're going to sweep our long arms down towards your left hip, rotate the spine. We sweep those arms back up in front of us, then bend them back into your chest. We press it forwards, a little squeeze on that ring. We then go for that sweep down, that sweep back up. We bend it back in. Good. Remembering that this is a bit of a combination movement here. It's not just that lift and lower of the arms, but also that rotation of our spine. So follow your circle with your gaze, with your chest, rotating through that upper body, then squeeze through the core to help you reset back into center each time. Nice. If anyone wants their breath work, we're using that exhale. Exhale as we press the arms forwards. Inhale as we sweep the arms down. Exhale, we sweep them back up. Then inhale, we bring those elbows back in. So exhaling every time we're working against our resistance here. We're here for another 5. We're going to go just for those sweeps. In 3. In 2. On your next one, can you switch to work just into those sweeps for me? So arms are staying long. We sweep those arms down. We sweep them back up. Remembering that long loop is there if you want to take off some tension or work into a smaller range if that feels better for you. We're here for 6. Here for 5, we're going to reach those arms forwards. In 3, in 2, last one, reach those arms forwards and hold. Reaching those arms extra long, shoulders are down. Maybe we squeeze on that ring for extra fun. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Place that strap away. Good roll out of those shoulders. Very good job, everyone. We're done with our box for today, so that can go away at the back of our reformers. So take that box. Beautiful, place it away. We are going to switch up our springs now just to kind of finish us off, give us a little bit more kind of stability, a little bit more of a reset. So can we go for 1 red, 1 blue and 1 yellow, just for everyone here. So 1 heavy, 1 medium and 1 light for everyone. Circle is going to come with you and then just take a lie down on your back. If you're wearing a hair clip like me, take it out. Beautiful. And then circle is going to come over those legs, finding those squishy pads on the outside of your knees there. Beautiful. Before we get moving, let's start off with some pelvic rocks here. So hands to those hip bones. With your hands to really give you a bit of tactile feedback here. I want you to tuck the tailbone under, just flatten your lower back into your carriage. And then with those hands to help tip the pelvis the other way, a little arch of the spine. So if you have a look at mine, we're tucking those hips under, flattening the lower back, and then tip the hips back the other way, arching that back there. Good. These are our pelvic rocks. So just getting the pelvis moving here. Letting that body reset, letting that spine lengthen again. Let's go for 3 more rocks, then we'll turn them into our bridges. Good, for 2. On your next one, can we tuck that tailbone under, flatten the lower back? We're going to continue that tuck of the hips. Start to roll those hips up, 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way up into your bridge there. Little moment at the top. And then can we roll those hips all the way back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, 1 pelvic rock at the bottom there. Tuck the tailbone. We articulate the spine all the way up, squeezing through those glutes. And then we roll that spine all the way back down. With this one, obviously it's a glute bridge. You're going to get a little bit of love into those glutes, but I hope you can tell that the focus is more on our spinal articulation with these. So we're finding that flexion, that extension, that segmental movement of our spine as we roll and peel it up and off the carriage, and then control it all the way back down as well. Good. For that little bit more flow, can we reach those hips up, float those arms up with it, and then flow those arms back down as those hips lower down. Good. Exhale, we tuck, we lift, we reach. Inhale, we flow it all the way back down. Just here for 5, we're going to meet at the top. Good. In 4. Rolling those hips up for me in 3. In 2. Final 1. Can we lift those hips up and hold? Good. Finding that length there. Check that those hip bones are nice and even. We're not favoring one side over the other. Rib cage should be gently closed here. Core should be wrapping and holding us in nice and close, nice and deep there. If you want a little bit more challenge, can we press out and out on those knees there, finding a little bit more connection into the outer part of those glutes, just like we did at the very start of class. We're here for 10 more seconds. Can you squeeze those glutes that little bit more, lengthen through the spine that little bit more. Imagine yourself drawing those knees further over your toes for me here. Last 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll the back of the body down there. Really nice work, everyone. Circle can come off those legs. To finish off, we're just going to go for a bit of a stretch for each of our glutes. So let's start by grabbing one of our long loops. I'm going to grab my right long loop and place it over the arch of my right foot. Once that strap is in place, I'm pressing into it. My left foot is going to come over that right knee, and then I'm going to bend myself into my figure 4 position here. Now, as you guys know by now, I'm not super flexible in my glutes, so I'm grabbing a hold of that rope with my hands, just helping myself find a depth and intensity of this stretch that feels comfortable, beautiful, feels achievable for me. Good, breathing through this. Keep that left knee nice and wide. As you breathe, can you imagine your inhales filling up the glute? As we exhale, can we let that tension go? Can you sink that little bit deeper into your stretch? 3 more breaths here. Filling up the lungs. Then exhales, releasing those glutes. Softening the body down. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Gently release that left foot. Find the foot bar. Good. Take that strap off your right foot. We're going to grab that left one out. Switch over the legs. Good. Right foot comes over that left knee. And we find that figure 4 again, adjusting the intensity of that stretch with our arms. Good. Again, focus in on that breath work here. Breathing in nice and deep. Sending that inhale breath to your glutes. Then using those exhales to soften and maybe go that little bit deeper if you're ready. Good. These are some of your last few moments of class here. Take these last few moments just to thank yourselves for the hard work you have done in class today and the amazing things you have done over week 2 of this challenge. Congratulations, everyone. You have made it to the end of week 2. When you're ready, just release those legs, place your strap away, and that is all for your last class of week 2. Give yourselves a big pat on the back from me. That was a spicy one, and you're doing so well to have gotten to this point. Keep up the energy, keep up the challenge, keep up the good work. I have a little reward coming for us. I've got a bit of a nice flow, a bonus stretch out coming very soon. So that might even be up on the channel already. Have a little peek. Feel free to do that one over the next coming days or revisit it across the rest of the challenge when you're feeling a little bit tight, your body needs a little bit more love. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining. Leave any feedback, any questions down below. Tell me your favorite moves from the challenge so far, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.